Live from Fox 13 Studios, this is Fox 13's Live at 4.
I'm glad you're with us. Today, the first funeral for the Americans killed in an ambush in Sonora, Mexico.
The funeral was for Donna Ray Langford and her two sons, 11-year-old Trevor and 2-year-old Rogan. Fox 13's Aaron Cox joins us live in studio with words from a reporter on the scene. Aaron, what did they have to say?
Yeah, Kelly and Max, this is the first time we are seeing pictures of the family since the horrific ambush on Monday. There were 500 people expected at the funeral today.
People came from Utah, Texas, North Dakota, as well as other Mexican states to be here in Sonora.
Salt Lake Tribune reporter Nate Carlisle and his photographer Trent Nelson were part of the crowd surrounding the Langford family as they mourned the loss of their loved ones. The audience stands in silence as coffins carrying Donna Ray Langford and her two sons, Trevor and Rogan, are carried off to where they will rest, finally in peace.
Nita and 4 of my grandchildren are burnt and shot up.
The bone-chilling memories of Monday still at the back of everyone's minds. Carlisle says the area is now heavily guarded.
There's also Mexican officials that are here, and the Mexican military is helping protect this town. There are soldiers on all the entrance and exit ways, and security is a big concern here.
In a press conference of sorts earlier in the day, Sonora Attorney General Claudia Contreras Cordova says she is seeking justice for Langford, her two sons, and the other 6 who lost their lives. It is difficult to measure the pain before this tragedy, says Attorney General Contreras. These unfortunate facts must unite us. Lab experts with the Forensic Scientific Intelligence are processing the vehicles ambushed. Contreras says they are reviewing firearm shells from the attack a few miles from Lamora. Meanwhile, the family tells Carlisle they are still in disbelief from the violent attack on Monday, saying it's easier for us to bear when we have hugs. Carlisle says funerals for the other victims are expected to be held tomorrow in Colonia LeBaron, about a 3-hour drive east of Lamora. Live in studio, Aaron Cox, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Aaron, thank you. And today, insight into the hours after the ambush as family around the U.S. communicated, piecing together what happened in Mexico. Kendra Lee Miller used the WhatsApp group chat to relay the news of the deaths in their family.
Dear God, everybody pray. Andra just came and said my mom's Suburban is blown up on the Fusti up by the hill. Everyone, please pray.
For privacy reasons, the family chose not to share the reaction from the relatives on the other end of that call. Stay with Fox 13 for the latest developments on the massacre in Mexico. New on Live at 5, hear a family member who says they knew about the violence in that area, but they never thought the cartels would attack women and children.
The National Transportation Safety Board has released its preliminary report on a bus crash near Bryce Canyon back in September that killed 4 people and injured over 24 other people. The driver was on his first trip with that tour company, but he had traveled the same route several times for a previous employer. The NTSB says they do not know why he veered to the right off the road. They say the driver responded by steering back and then corrected again to avoid oncoming traffic. That's when the bus rolled one complete time, crushing the roof. They found no mechanical problem with the bus. They are still looking into seatbelt use.
Investigators in Duchesne County have reason to believe one of the victims in a double homicide last week killed the first victim in the case. The Duchesne County Sheriff's Office says 22-year-old John Reed Jr. went to the Halloween party and shot and killed 23-year-old Tyrell Sasunikut. Witnesses told detectives other people at the party stepped in and Reed was stabbed to death. In other words, the first killer, Reed, they believe, was the second man killed, police say. They are looking into whether Reed was killed in self-defense.
Near this hour, investigators say a Utah man and woman linked to the killings of a New Hampshire couple in Texas are now in custody. Authorities say this man, Adam Williams, and Amanda Nover were arrested in Mexico after allegedly driving across the border in a truck belonging to James and Michelle Butler. The Butlers were found dead in a shallow grave in Corpus Christi, Texas in October. Williams was extradited back to the United States Wednesday. He's now being held on a $1 million bond. Nover is still being held in Mexico and is set to be extradited back to Texas.
Our main concern right now is gathering evidence to either show somebody has or has not committed a crime.
Neither Williams nor Nover have been charged in the killings. So far, they've only been charged with felony theft. Williams will appear in court tomorrow morning.
Well, hitting the ground running, Salt Lake City Mayor-elect Erin Mendenhall holding a news conference about her vision for the new administration on the steps of what will soon be her new office.
A lot to come for Erin Mendenhall. Fox 13's Scott McCain has the latest.
After spending several years getting to know the inner workings of Salt Lake City government on the council side, Salt Lake City Mayor-elect Erin Mendenhall says she is focused and fired up about starting her new gig.
I really can't wait to get started. Like right now, I'm ready.
Erin Mendenhall wasting no time addressing the media Thursday morning about her transition team and some of the immediate goals of her new administration. Those include trying to tackle some high-profile issues like the city's air quality.
Salt Lake City can do a lot, especially with our Rocky Mountain Power franchise agreement that I'll be negotiating beginning next year. Talk about how fast renewable energy comes online and how their portfolio adjusts to get that renewable energy to us instead of coal-fired power.
And homelessness.
We will be able to see where the gaps are, who's still on the streets, what are their barriers to accessing shelter, whether it's motel vouchers, housing, or homeless resource centers. I will be in those conversations as immediately as the state and the county partners are willing to let me step in.
All the while knowing that consensus and cooperation are going to be needed to make any of those plans reality.
I've been in City Hall long enough to know that on the one hand, I have a path. On the other hand, there's a lot of conversations that we're about to have with this transition work that is commencing today that will inform how we execute, how we get there in the most efficient, representative, and inclusive way as we can.
Mendenhall also says she will not be asking for the resignations of those in appointed positions like the chief of police, then make them reapply for their jobs, which is something that quite often happens when a new mayor is elected.
In many regards, we have some of the best in the country here in Salt Lake City government. So we should not be cutting off our rudder as this ship moves forward of all of that institutional knowledge and professionalism.
So in effect, if it ain't broke, she's not going to try and fix it, at least not now. In Salt Lake City, Scott McCain, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Go ahead.
We are just getting spoiled. Kristen, we were joking the other day that you can just replay your weather forecast from the day before. And here, this is like 3-4 day stretch now, maybe even longer.
No, temperatures are basically topping out in the same range, bottoming out in the same range, lots of sunshine. But when you have a stagnant weather pattern like that, you get a lot of stagnant air. And so we are still dealing with air quality issues. You can see from our Tribune camera that haze as you look out over the city there. And that haze just doesn't want to get out of here. This is a look at our latest air quality, and you can see we're back to moderate levels in Salt Lake, Tooele, and Utah counties. It does tend to get better up towards Davis and Cache Valley, those areas as you head north back to the green, but we're in the yellow, and we have struggled to really get out of that for the past several days now. So if you're feeling a little irritation, that is why. Here's a look at the numbers out there right now. Now, temperatures today are a couple of degrees cooler, but as I mentioned yesterday, probably tough to even tell a difference, and really you can't. Temperatures are in the upper 50s instead of the low 60s. So we're just a couple degrees off from yesterday. 57 in Hennifer, Garden City at 45, a little cooler there, and up at Alta we're at 43. We're in the mid 50s in Park City, 62 in Lehigh. Provo still in the mid 50s. Down south, temperatures are in the 60s for Cedar City, 71 in St. George, and as you head east, temps in the low to mid 60s. Some really pleasant weather down in southern Utah. So we are a bit cooler just for the valley, really. 3 to 4 degrees cooler compared to yesterday. We're actually 3 degrees warmer in Provo. Down towards St. George, Bryce Canyon, temperatures there very close to where we were yesterday. We will see mainly clear skies, and tonight will be another comfortable night. Temps falling into the low 40s at 11 p.m. with those lows back to the 30s again. And down in southern Utah, temperatures stay in the 60s through 7 p.m., back into the mid 50s with lows down into the 40s. So it is going to be another mild night. I'm tracking the weather pattern for those weekend plans and when we could see the next disturbance rolling through. My full forecast in a few minutes.
See you soon, Kristen. Thanks. A big tax bill has finally been unveiled in the Utah State Legislature. The bill cuts income taxes by about $570 million, meaning a family of 4 making $60,000 will see an income tax cut by about $320, but it does raise the tax on food. There's some income tax credits for the poor. There's also new taxes on services like streaming media, tours, shipping and handling, and even pet boarding. The sales tax on feminine hygiene products is repealed. Lawmakers are pushing for a December special session to pass the tax overhaul bill. There will be a public hearing tonight and then again on November 21st to talk about those new tax revisions.
Well, America is more accepting of couples who live together, but marriage does have its advantages. That is according to this new survey and on marriage and cohabitation from the Pew Foundation. On the left in this next graphic, you can see the green and yellow bars show more adults have cohabited than have been married. On that second set of bars, 2013, 2017, in 2002, it was the opposite. More had been married rather than cohabiting. And then zoom in on that middle chart and you see 69% of Americans now say it is acceptable to live with someone even if you don't intend to get married. Still, though, married couples trust each other more, to be faithful, to act in each other's interests, and to tell the truth and handle money responsibly compared with cohabiting partners.
Still to come, President Trump is set to pay millions of dollars after a judge's decision. We'll tell you why the president is paying big time.
And how high school students who want to attend the University of Utah could now get a free ride in the years to come.
If all of this makes you happy, then you'll be happy to know that all of this is only $1 each at Arby's from 2 to 5 and after 9 p.m. every day. Arby's. Hope you like happiness. Arby's, we have the meats.
What are you searching for, Mark?
A version of myself who doesn't make decisions based on fear?
No, what streaming apps are you searching for?
Oh.
Because you have Xfinity Flex. It puts your apps in one place and it comes with your internet. Try it.
Kung Fu Panda?
Ah, you have kids?
Nope. Xfinity Flex.
Oh.
A personalized streaming dashboard that's simple, easy, awesome. Get started with Xfinity Internet for $29.99 a month for 12 months and add a Flex 4K streaming device on us. Click, call, or visit a store today.
Give the best DNA gift this holiday season. With Ancestry and Health, you get more than 150 personalized genetic reports. Plus, we're making every day feel like Black Friday with 50% off all November long.
It's easy to replace your tub or shower when you choose Bathfitter. Hi, I'm Bill Booman.
And I'm Rick Booman from Bathfitter. Bathfitter brings the showroom to your home and helps you choose the perfect tub or shower for you.
Installed in as little as 1 day by our Bathfitter team.
Bathfitter guarantees the best price and the best warranty.
From Logan to St. George, we serve all of Utah. Why call anyone else? You must call now for your free in-home estimate and receive up to $450 off. It's better with Bathfitter.
Just because we're super hungry
doesn't mean you gotta spend a lot, because Denny's brought back the Super Slam with eggs, hash browns, bacon, sausage, and pancakes, all for just $5.99. The $5.99 Super Slam is back. See you at Denny's.
Surprise! A new Buick?
To James, from James.
Hey, is this a new Buick?
I Secret Santed myself. I shouldn't have. I have been very good this year.
I love it. I love it.
This year turned Black Friday into Buick Friday, all month long. Current eligible non-GM owners and lessees get 22% below MSRP on most 2019 Encore models. That's just over $5,900 below MSRP on this 2019 Encore Preferred.
Hey you, Arby's has a secret. The most economical time to eat all this food is from 2 to 5 p.m. and after 9 p.m. It's only $1 each then. Keep that between us. Gotta go. Arby's, we have the meats.
You don't want to miss Marcosi and Idle's 72-hour event.
In national news on the impeachment front, House lawmakers are preparing for next week's public testimonies by compiling witness lists of who should be called to testify.
Fox's Ray Bogan is in Washington with the latest.
The White House tried to block Jennifer Williams' testimony, so she was issued a subpoena. But there was another very prominent former member of the administration also on the schedule who didn't show.
Former National Security Advisor John Bolton was a no-show to his deposition, and the White House seems to support his absence.
We'll let him make the decision. You know how the White House feels. We can exert executive privilege over any number of individuals or number of matters.
A House Intelligence Committee official tells Fox News, "We regret Mr. Bolton's decision not to appear voluntarily, but we have no interest in allowing the administration to play rope-a-dope with us in the courts for months." Public hearings for the inquiry start next week. Republicans have until Saturday to submit their witness request to the committee chairman. Fox News has learned the whistleblower will be on that list.
Some whistleblowers have an axe to grind. Some people have a political axe to grind.
The whistleblower's attorney says, quote, "This request is nothing but a deflective partisan strategy to avoid having to address the substantive allegations of the whistleblower complaint."
This is a time when we must check partisanship at the door, examine the facts, study the case, and make our own independent judgments.
Now, a new impeachment deposition transcript is public. It reveals State Department official George Kent said he had been concerned, quote, "there was an effort to initiate politically motivated prosecutions."
The president has his own witness request. In a tweet, he says he wants Joe Biden and his son Hunter to testify. In Washington, Ray Bogan, Fox News.
A judge in New York has ordered President Donald Trump to pay $2 million to several nonprofits because he allegedly misused the Trump Foundation's money back in 2016. The judge says the then presidential candidate allowed his campaign to direct charity funds to be used to promote a televised fundraiser in Iowa. The judge also decided not to ban President Trump or his children on serving on the board of any New York State nonprofit.
2 Twitter employees are accused of using their insider access to spy for the Saudi Arabian government. It all started in 2014 when one of the men was the head of Twitter's media partnerships in the Middle East at the time. He's accused of accessing data of someone who had been critical of the Saudi Arabian government. Over the years, he, along with the other employee, might have accessed private information of thousands of Twitter users and shared it with Saudi Arabian officials.
Leaders at Facebook are considering changes to its current policy on political advertisements. The company now exploring limiting how ads can be micro-targeted, tweaking the design of ads so they are more prominently labeled, and including more information about political advertisers. Facebook has been most criticized for not fact-checking politicians. However, that policy was not listed among those being considered by the source.
The Utah Army National Guard is saying goodbye to Major General Jeff Burton. Today, they hosted a retirement ceremony for their top general officer and commander. Governor Gary Herbert announced his replacement today as well. Brigadier General Michael Turley says the Major General has been his mentor for nearly 20 years, and his influence will always be part of our history. Major General Burton began his Army National Guard service in 1991, making his way to Assistant Adjutant General in 2007. Commanding over 7,500 soldiers.
A happy retirement there. Okay, this is big. The University of Utah has introduced a new scholarship program that would let freshman students attend without having to pay tuition or any fees. It's called the For Utah Scholarship. Here's how it works. First-year freshmen qualify if they are in good academic standing and are Utah residents. Combined with federal, state, and university funds, this new scholarship would cover all 4 years of tuition, and no loans are part of this program.
This means everything for our students. So many of our students will be able to attend, the premier University of Utah and be able to afford it and not have to worry about how much student debt they're going to have in the future.
Man, wouldn't that be nice? Mm-hmm. Applications are now open for high school students interested in attending the U beginning in the fall 2020. The application deadline for the scholarship has been waived this year.
All right, it's time to look at our weather. We have had these nice sunny days, but it was a little bit grayer out there, a little bit more hazy.
Yeah, a little hazy, and we have a moderate air quality, so back in the yellow. And yesterday, we were on the border with that for Salt Lake County, but then down in Utah Valley, they were in the yellow all day. So we just can't really completely kick this haze out of here. It's not getting worse, it's just not really going anywhere. So this is a live look from our Tribune camera there in the background. You can still see it lingering there over the city. But temperatures have been above average, 60 degrees this afternoon. 54 is normal, so we're staying well above average there. Our low this morning right on target, dipping down into the mid-30s, which is right where we should be. The record for today, 74 and 19. And even with all this warmer air, we don't have any 70s in the forecast anytime soon. So we're not talking record territory, but we are going to continue to see a steady stream of days with temperatures significantly above the average. Sun setting tonight at 5:17. It'll rise again tomorrow right around 7:05. So it is going to continue to be, our days are, I guess I should say, are going to continue to shrink around here, but slowly, of course, as we make our way towards that first day of winter. 58 degrees, northwest winds coming in at 5 to 10, and overnight tonight we'll have mainly clear skies. We'll just barely stay above freezing with lows tonight in the mid-30s. This is your hour-by-hour forecast for tomorrow, and I do sound like a broken record. We have more of the same. Temperatures in the middle to upper 30s in the morning, and then upper 50s for the afternoon, trying to get back to the low 60s. We may be a degree or two warmer tomorrow. Our satellite and radar showing things are just super quiet. The satellite picture picking up on some high clouds streaming here and there, but as you can see, the radar very, very quiet over the entire western half of the country. No showers to track, and that means there's nothing heading our way anytime soon, and that is typical when you have a big ridge of high pressure controlling everything. So that is really just centered right over the California coastline, pushing up into Oregon, and that's going to continue to sit that way, maybe drifting a little bit to the west over the weekend. Just that little bit of a westward drift will allow a weak disturbance to just skirt by Sunday into Monday, which will bring in a slight cool down. But even at that, we're still so close to this ridge of high pressure that all the action is going to miss us to the east. Then it starts coming back in again, keeping us sunny, keeping our temperatures nice and mild for this time of the year as we head towards the middle part of next week. And then next weekend, this is next Friday, Saturday, that high goes away, and we might be able to get a decent cool down going as we head into Friday and Saturday of next week. This is still a long ways out, so it could change, but this is looking more promising than the disturbance we're going to see Monday, Tuesday. But then watch what happens. That high pressure ridge builds right back in again, and so we could be looking at another long stagnant weather pattern building right back in again. So very quiet for November. Futurecast shows how dry things are. There's that disturbance just going by to the east on Monday, Sunday night into Monday. We get clouds, and that's about it, a slight cool down. We'll have passing clouds next week, and then looking at another fairly dry week ahead. Your morning forecast for Friday, temperatures in the mid-30s in the morning, low 40s down in southern Utah. For the afternoon, low 60s in Salt Lake, upper 50s for the Wasatch Front, mid-70s in St. George, your 7-day forecast for southern Utah, low to mid-70s as we head into the early part of next week, sunny skies day after day. And in northern Utah, temps in the low 60s through the weekend, slightly cooler Monday back to the mid-50s, which is still a little bit above average, mid to upper 50s next Tuesday, Wednesday. So we continue with this long stretch of sunshine and drier than normal conditions, warmer than normal conditions, but that haze, it's going to take, we need a system to really kick it out.
You know.
So I think we're going to be dealing with that on and off, which is, it's not terrible, but for me, I am suffering from it. I'm really having a hard time with my eyes, my nose, and
that's no good.
I don't know if it's a pregnancy thing. I'm probably more sensitive, but
no, I think people are
feeling it. But I think a lot of people are feeling it.
So
yeah,
hopefully we can get
steady and static.
It is
November.
Very quiet.
Look forward to some movement at some time. Thanks a lot, Kristen.
Thanks, Kristen. We do have a traffic alert for you right now. Take a look at your screen. UDOT says a crash has now closed the left lanes of northbound I-15 at milepost 341. That's in Riverdale. You can see via this live look at the scene right now, things are slow in both directions. UDOT says do expect major delays and use an alternate route if possible.
I'm Dave Nemeth. Coming up in today's consumer news, millions of pounds of chicken and poultry products have been recalled. We'll tell you what to look out for. Airbnb is overhauling their security protocol, and are automotive fans ready for an electric Mustang? Ford's working on it. See what you think after the break.
A clothing line that changes the way the world sees women by changing the way women see themselves.
Don't miss Fox 13's The Place, Friday at 1.
Thursday night football on Fox. Get your crew together cause it rocks. The Chargers and the Raiders, one's a winner, the other crater. Thursday night football on Fox. Get your crew together cause it rocks. Fox 13 is the place, your team's face to face. It's Thursday night football on Fox.
Get ready. Because winter
is here. And Big O Tires wants you prepared for every possible road condition this winter season. With new snow tires that start at just $49 each, and with financing available, there's no reason to wait any longer. Because winter is here. Only at your local Big O Tires.
Here's to the intrepid explorers, driven doers, and off-road adrenaline addicts who've made Polaris America's best-selling off-road lineup. During the Polaris Great American Thank You, enjoy savings up to $3,500.
Is that too heavy? Try it.
I got it.
Wow, this looks amazing. Can I help you make a few?
Sure.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Hi, I'm Derek. Nice to meet you. What's the ultimate dream for your business?
We have this hunger project that I give back to the kids to buy food.
How long have you had this dream?
10 years.
So you're 6 years old and you had the dream for 10 years. That's pretty good. That's someone that knows what they want to do in life.
They're big. Strength we can count on. Same with Aladdin, the biggest in bail. No one has lower prices, is faster, or more professional. Aladdin Bail Bonds. Bigger because we're better.
At Cracker Barrel, we're cooking up warm feelings of home this season with country fried turkey, hand-breaded, fried till crispy, and topped with holiday herbed gravy. Our take on a festive favorite is back, and it's only at Cracker Barrel. So come on home for the holidays. Come on home to Cracker Barrel.
Ready for some tailgating? Start at the Larry H. Miller Used Car Supermarket on 90th South in Sandy this Friday from noon until 2. Check out their huge selection of tailgates or cars. Hey, you do you. Enjoy free Little Caesars pizza and drinks. This may be the key to victory.
Fox 13's Tamara Vaifanua, part of Utah's #1 news team. This is Fox 13 News.
All right, look who's here.
Yeah, is it me or does it seem like there have been a lot of food recalls in the news?
Yeah, Listeria, Salmonella.
Now another one? Yeah, we're talking chicken, okay, and a lot of it. A recall's been issued for 2 million pounds of Simmons Prepared Foods chicken. The Arkansas-based company says there may be contaminated materials in the meat, such as metal. The recall includes ready-to-cook products dated between October 21st and November 4th. The chicken was sold in 8 states across the country and distributed in hospitals, restaurants, and schools. Health officials say the product should be thrown out or returned to the store. Airbnb, they're taking major steps to ensure users' safety, and for a good reason. This comes after a deadly shooting at a rental in California. A Vice News investigation which revealed widespread scams on the site. The company's CEO says they will review all 7 million listings by the end of the year. They're going to use a variety of tools to verify renters and their properties, and guests will also have access to a new hotline which will connect them with customer service reps 24 hours a day. Airbnb has hired law enforcement experts to help train staff and implement the new verification process. All right, auto fans, get ready for this. If you are ready for this, Ford is beefing up its electric vehicle game with a new take on its iconic muscle car. I know, take a look at their prototype for an all-electric Mustang. Ooh. Now, this exact version is not likely to be on the market anytime soon, but it's meant to showcase how they can create an electric vehicle without sacrificing power and speed. Here's the cool thing. The Mustang even has a manual gearbox, which is unique because most electric cars only have a 1-speed transmission.
Huh. It's interesting because, I mean, you know what? It makes sense with sports cars because they have incredible torque in those electric motors. They just boom out of the gate.
I would test drive it.
That'd be fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the way of the future. Soon all cars will be. I do believe that.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
That's
All
exciting.
within time.
Pretty cool.
It kind of looks like Tron, that front,
kind of does.
right on the front there.
Still a good-looking car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Coming up in our next half hour, uncontrolled asthma symptoms may not be caused by asthma at all. We're going to tell you how lung and breathing issues may actually start with your stomach.